Well, does anyone else think my Senators will win another game again? We've got some more game recaps coming up right now. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here at the Internet Hockey Channel. Now before we begin this video, don't forget to like this video and subscribe down below. Thank you all your support. We're never able to thank you guys. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe button down below and don't forget to comment down in the comment section below listening to us in this video. So like I said before, we saw Ottawa take another step back. There were a couple of other Eastern Conference teams which are taking a step forward, so we'll get to the standings. After we do the game recap portion of the video, we saw a lot of interesting games. 3 games happened over on Wednesday, and either 10 or 11 happened over on Thursday, so we'll get to all those games here. First, on Wednesday, we saw the Chicago Blackhawks score 3 unanswered goals and came from behind to take down the Colorado Avalanche 3-1 as they improved to 14-25-2 at the halfway point of their season, while the Avalanche fell to 25-16-1, having their 8-game point streak snapped. So bad stuff there for Colorado. Impressive win there for Chicago. For the Hawks, Bedard had a goal and an assist. McCabe and Nazar both also scored, and Mrazek stopped 35-36 shots he faced in the win for Chicago, while Parsons scored his first goals. Remember, the Avalanche was 1 goal scorer for the Avalanche in the loss, so a bad loss there from Colorado as they fall the hands of the Chicago Blackhawks. Then we saw Washington Capitals blow an early lead, but recovered, and thanks to this goal here from Pierre-Luc Dubois in overtime, and all Sportsnet, the Washington Capitals were able to recover and beat Vancouver 2-1 in overtime, as they have a 5-game point streak and improved to 27-10-4, while the Canucks have a 3-game losing streak, a point in 6 of 8, but fall at 18-12-10. Bad stuff there for Vancouver. For the Capitals, Dubois scored both goals, including the OT winner, and Thompson stopped 30 of 31 shots he faced in the win for Washington, while Garland was the lone goal scorer for the Canucks in the loss. So a bad loss there from Vancouver, as they do pick up a point, but continue their falter over the past couple of weeks. And the last game we saw over on Wednesday was between the Panthers and the Utah, as Florida scored the first and last 2 goals of the game to beat the Utah Hockey Club 4-1, as they improved to 25-15-2, dropping Utah, who has lost 7 of 8 to 17-16-7. Utah's on a sour streak right now. For Florida, Boqvist scored twice, Tkachuk had 2 assists, Luostarinen and Reinhart both also scored. Bobrovsky stopped 26-27 shots he faced in the win for Florida, while Cooley was the 1 goal scorer for Utah in the loss. So a bad loss there for Utah as they falter at the hands of Florida. Those are all the games we saw over on Wednesday. Going over to the ones we saw over on Thursday. First, we saw Columbus Blue Jackets score 4 unanswered goals, including this goal here from Denton Mateychuk. And all Sports, that was Mateychuk's first career NHL goal. They either made it 3-1 or 4-1 at that point in time, and they would hold on to beat the Seattle Kraken 6-2, as the Jackets have won 3 straight, 6 of 8, and improved to 19-17-6, staying in a wildcard position for the time being, while the Seattle Kraken fall to 17-22-3, having lost 4 straight and 9 of 11. Bad stuff there for Seattle. For the Jackets, Mateychuk, who scored his first career NHL goal, Werenski and Del Bell Beluz all had a goal and an assist. Ben Riemsdyk had 2 assists, and Marchenko, Johnson, and Crowley also scored for the Jackets in the win, while Tolvanen scored both goals for the Kraken in the loss. So embarrassing loss there from Seattle, who are falling out of the playoff race right now. Then we saw the Buffalo Sabres, who are my 4th favorite team, come in and shut out the Ottawa Senators 4-0, which is my 2nd favorite team, as the Sabres have a point in 6 of 8 and improved to 16-21-5, while the Senators have lost 4 straight, 6 of 7, and fall to 19-18-3. At this point, the Senators were falling heavily out of a wildcard spot, so bad stuff there for Ottawa. For the Sabres, McLeod had 3.8 goals, 2 assists, Quinn scored twice, Cousins also scored, and Luukkonen stopped all 35 shots he faced in the win and shutout for the Sabres, so a very fantastic performance there from Buffalo, taken down by Ottawa Senators. Then we saw Dallas Stars open up a 3-goal lead, and it was all they needed. They took down Philadelphia 4-1, as they have a 6-game win and 8-game point streak and improved to 26-13-1. Very fantastic stuff there for Dallas. Well, the Flyers have now lost 4 straight, 6 of 8, and fall to 17-25. Flyers are not doing as good as they did last year. For Dallas, Robertson had 2 assists, Bork, Heiskanen, Johnston, and Hintz were 4 goal scorers, and the Smith stopped 27 of 28 shots he faced in the win for the Stars, while Frost was the 1 goal scorer for the Flyers in the loss. So a bad loss there from Philadelphia as they lose ground in the Eastern Conference. Then in an Oilers-Penguins matchup, we saw Pittsburgh Penguins jumped out to an early 3-0 lead and were able to hold off a late comeback attempt to beat Edmonton 5-3, as they have a 4-game point streak and their 4-game losing streak and improved to 18-17-8, while the Oilers have their 4-game win streak end and fall to 25-13-2. Bad stuff there for Edmonton. For the Penguins, Crosby, who had a goal and 2 assists, and Rush, who had a goal and 2 assists, both had 3-point nights. O'Connor had a goal and assist. Pettersson had 2 assists, and Hayes and Raquel both also scored for the Penguins in the win. While McDavid had 3 assists. Drysdale scored twice. Nugent Hopkins also scored for the Oilers in the loss. So it was an impressive game from both sides, but Pittsburgh's early lead propelled them to victory. Then we saw New York Rangers overcome a deficit and actually took down the New Jersey Devils. Impressive win there from New York as they're able to come away with an overtime victory thanks to this goal here from Sam Carrick and Uncle Square Sportsnet. But Carrick was able to get the overtime victory as the Rangers have a 3-game point streak, a point of 4 or 5, and improved to 19-22, playing a little bit better as of late, while the Devils have lost 5 of 6 and fall at 25-15-4. Bad stretch here for the New Jersey Devils. For the Rangers, Fox had goal and assist. Panarin and Carrick, who had the OT winner, both also scored for the Rangers in the win, while Jack Hughes had goal and assist, and Brad also scored for the Devils in the loss. So an impressive game there between these two New York rivals, but the Rangers would come away with the victory. Then we saw the Tampa Bay Lightning score the first and last 2 goals of the game and took down the Boston Bruins 4-1 as they improved to 22-15-2, dropping the Bruins who have lost 6 straight, 7 of 8, and fall to 20-19-5. As much as my standards are hurting, the Bruins are hurting a little bit more. For the Wolves, Hagel had goal and assist. Kucherov and McDonough both had 2 assists. Cirelli, Isamont, and Point also scored, and Vasilevsky stepped 27-28 shots he faced in the win for the Lightning, while Lohrei was the lone goal scorer for the Bruins in the loss. So a bad loss there from Boston. Then we saw the Carolina Hurricanes score 3 unanswered goals to end the game and doubled up Toronto 6-3 as they have a point in 5 of 7 and improved to 25-15-2, while the Leafs have their 5-game win streak end and fall to 27-14-2. So bad stuff there for Toronto. For the Hurricanes, Staal, who had a hat trick scoring 3 goals, and Martino, who had 3 assists, both had 3-point nights. Blake and Robinson and Jarvis also scored for the Hurricanes in the win, while Nylander, Robertson, and Matthews were 3-goal scorers for the Leafs in the loss. So a really bad loss there from Toronto as they get upended by the red-hot Carolina Hurricanes. Then we saw Colorado Avalanche score 4 straight goals and destroy the Minnesota Wild 6-1. Very embarrassing loss there for Minnesota, as the Avalanche have won 8 of 10 and improved to 26-16-1, while the Wild have their 4-game win streak end and fall to 26-12-4. Bad loss there for Minnesota. For the Avalanche, Rannon, McKinnon, and O'Connor all had a goal and assist. Manson and Jerome both had 2 assists, and Colton, Kelly, and Lehkonen also scored. And Blackwood stopped 24 of 25 shots he faced in the win for the Avalanche, while Bogosian was the lone goal scorer for the Wild in the loss. So a bad loss there for Minnesota as they get shell-shocked by the Colorado Avalanche. Then we saw the St. Louis Blues jump out to an early 4-goal lead, including this goal here from Jordan Kyrou and Square Sports, and I think that one at that point made it 3-0. It wound up being the game winner as the Blues destroyed Anaheim 6-2 as they improved to 20-19-4, while the Ducks have lost 3 of 4 and fall to 17-19-5 at the halfway mark. So a really sour stuff there for Anaheim. For the St. Louis Blues, Thomas scored twice. Buchnevich and Kyrou both had goal and assist. Shen had 2 assists, and Holloway, Tucker both also scored for the Blues in the win, while Nesterenko and Colangelo were the 2 goal scorers for the Ducks in the loss. So a bad loss there from Anaheim as they lose some ground in the Western Conference. And the last game we saw over on Thursday was between the Islanders and the Golden Knights, as the Islanders wound up scoring the first goal of the game and shut out the Golden Knights 4-0 as they improved to 16-18-7, and the Knights, who have their 3-game win streak end, fall to 28-10-3. Bad stuff there for Vegas. For the Islanders, Nelson had goal and assist, Romanov had 2 assists, Lee and Horvat and Cizikas also scored, and Sorokin stopped all 30 shots he faced in the shutout and won for the Islanders, while with the loss, Vegas falls to 28-10-3. So bad loss there from Vegas as they reached the double-digit loss mark in regulation, the last team to do so, but a very impressive win there for NYI to keep pace in the Eastern Wildcard race. So definitely some interesting stuff there. If we go over to the Eastern Wildcard race as it sits as of Thursday, Tampa Bay is now crawling to the 3rd spot in the Atlantic at 46 points. Behind them, you have 45-point Boston in first wildcard position, 44-point Columbus in the second wildcard position, and then you also have 44-point Pittsburgh, 43-point Montreal, 42-point Detroit, the 41-point Senators, and then the 40-point New York Rangers, with the Islanders and Flyers not too far behind. So these teams are really jam-packed in there. Now the good news for the Senators as well as the bad news for the Bruins is games in hand. The Bruins have played the most games out of all those teams, and the Senators the least amount. So Senators have some games in hand, and Bruins have played a lot more games than all these other teams. So there's good and bad news for both those teams. But it's interesting to see how tightly all those teams are jam-packed in. Like the other 5 teams in the Eastern Conference, Jersey, Carolina, Washington, Florida, Toronto have all hit above 50 points already. So So those teams are all looking really good in the Western Conference. The Avalanche plus the top 3 teams in the Central and the Pacific, Vegas, LA, Edmonton, Winnipeg, Dallas, and Minnesota are all above 50 points, while you have Vancouver now at 46 points, Calgary at 45, St. Louis and Utah closing in, St. Louis at 44, Utah at 43. The Ducks have now fallen a little bit farther behind, now at 39, so some interesting stuff there. But those are the standings as of right now, so definitely let your guys' thoughts on all of this down in the comment section below. Any of the standing stuff surprise you, plus any of the games surprise you. Florida being Utah, Seattle losing to Columbus, Ottawa getting shut out by Buffalo, Pittsburgh downing the Edmonton Oilers, Islanders shutting out the Vegas Golden Knights. Definitely let your guys' thoughts on all of that down in the comment section below. That's all I'm going to talk about for today. Remember to like this video. If you'd like to subscribe below. Thank you all your support. We're now to without you guys. So if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below, and don't forget to comment down in the comment section below. I left you guys' thoughts on all of what happened today. I also do a blog talking about news, rumors, analysis, stuff like that, so check that out. Leave a link down in the description below. And kind of see you guys all for next video. See you guys soon.